Hey there, Nikos here, and it's time for a weekly outlook and forecast. It's only Friday. Actually, the markets are not closed yet, but they will close in about an hour or so. That's the outlook for June 11th to June the 15th. And we are going to cover 7 pairs actually, including the Euro Turkish Lira, because this is a very trending pair with kind of a high spread lately, but it's super volatile. So I'm going to check this with you. Also, we are going to cover our trader of the week. Let's start first of all with the trader of the week. So I want to start with the latest first. This is a trade Patricia took. It's not easy to spot here, not easy to see, but I saw the results on her second email. So what happened here, she took a short on this, not here up here, but on the second or the third touch on this red trend line on a lower time frame. This is actually a daily chart. So so this trade is actually running for more than just a week, but I want to mention this because she created a 3% profit trade here at the double bottoms, and she kept one position open. So when price retraced back and bounced in this area, she hedged a position and is now also long. So the question was, she asked me, should I take the longs now and just leave the shorts because it's a win-win scenario, or what to do now? What I would do is here simply draw a trend line here close to this area, and if that line is really breaking, you see it tried already, but it spiked. I would like to see a nice break of this area. Only when the breaks on the 1 or 4 hourly chart, I would actually get rid of the longs. It's a win-win anyway, and keep the short. Now, when price reach this area, we can always expect the bounce when this is a daily trend line. So what I would do next time, if I'm long here and short since here, I would take some profits, half of the trade out here, and then see if price bounces and moves lower, great, you can get rid of the last position. If it goes up, you just wait for long setup on the lower time frames like the 1 hourly, and you actually get rid of the short and keep the longs. Okay, so it's a little bit complicated, this strategy. I will cover it more in detail in future. We'll give you like some nice let's say examples how to trade a hedge exactly, but it's already a good thing because you created a win-win scenario and then you hedged up the existing profit. So it doesn't matter if price moves up at the million pips, you still keep this profits from here to here, right? So well done. And the second trade is actually from Albus, and let me just, I think here we go. That's the, now Albus did the same thing on a different pair. Here we have the Euro US dollar, and so it's a nice powerful short, and he took the trade on the break of this trend line. And after that, when price reached an area of support, he created his win-win scenario. And when the price broke this line, he looked for long to hedge it because the main trend is still short. He wanted to make some money on the way up and try to keep the shorts in case price will go down. So making something on the way up, keeping existing shorts for longer term targets. So it's not an easy strategy. You need to understand the logic behind that, but well done to both traders. Really, really great. Yeah, everybody else, if you have some great trades running, you want to share it with us, send over an email. Don't forget, after watching this video, to like it and boost the confidence of our traders here. Let me now get to our charts. Again, let's start quickly with the Euro US dollar now that we have a live example. It was short since the bounces up here. It was really going down, and we had this nice spike on the weekly chart. So when I quickly check the daily, you'll see Price did bounce on 633. We had a move of about 900 points with no big retracements, and then the first white candle. Of course, we are expecting a retracement back to the 36 or maybe even higher, but it's still a downtrend. So remember, this is a daily chart. We expect at some point a break of that line. We don't know if it's going to happen up here or a little bit lower, but we expect this, right? So if you check your 4-hourly chart, you'll see that we have 1, 2, 3s. That's why Albus, for example, hedged this, and others as well. So it's really great to see what happens. We had a little range here, but still higher lows on the chart, and then price is still moving up. There's another 1, 2, 3. So we have to see what happens here on Monday. If it breaks that line, you can still try for a smaller longs on lower time frames after the break, maybe 50-minute charts to target the 200, and then just check the volatility. But if price breaks this, you want to start focusing in the shorts. Again, that means that you have to get rid of the hedged positions, take whatever profits are remaining, and keep the short ones that are in since here, right? So price did move over almost 500 points before it retraced. So that would be great to either reinstate existing shorts or just keep the ones you already have. And that's the same thing we do also on the other pairs. Now, hedging makes only sense if you understand the logic behind that. That means keeping longer term positions, getting in against the main trend to milk the market on the retracement. If you're not familiar with this, don't touch it. It's not necessarily necessary for you to do this. Actually, it's just let's say you either like it or you don't, right? It's not for everybody. So GBP US dollar, we had also our powerful breaks. We had our horizontal support areas down here and up here, and again we see a little bounce. Makes sense after a big move like that. And again, we have a daily short, a steep daily 1, 2, 3, and price is still moving up. So we need to see a clean break before entering the shorts. If price decides after Monday to range a little bit and move higher, you have to check for lower time frame longs as long as that is moving up. You can see the details on the 4-hourly chart. It's really important that we don't trade against the volatility. Now on the 4-hourly, we have still higher highs, higher lows, so we focus still on the longs. You can also check the lower time frames for new entries afterwards, but if price is going down and breaks this, of course the main trend is short. We focus on the shorts, horizontal support, and then on the weekly chart, the next area of support will be a little bit lower somewhat here, but still from where it is right now, it's about 200 to 250 pips at least. Okay, exactly. Also for the Renko traders, if you use the Renkos with the high Kinashi or without, check out the 120. It's still a long, as long as 12 pips per box is long. We are not focusing on any shorts. So if it breaks, then of course we want to look for M3, M6 short settings. Otherwise, still focus on the longs. Your target will be the high for now, and then the next area of resistance. Okay, Australian dollar, US dollar. We have our powerful resistance line coming from this daily chart, and price did react. You can see how nice it works always. Price is testing this almost by the pip, and the first thing will be a good reaction, in this case 120 pips. Those weekly and daily trend lines, if they're easy to see on this chart in combination with an EMA like confluence of events, this is always almost free money. If you understand what you have to do, look out for the breaks and the bounces and trade against it fast. And sometimes it takes, it will be a big move and sometimes a smaller move. So right now, again, daily, we still have a downtrend, but if price is testing this again, pay attention to this area of profit zones. Otherwise, I would draw a line like this and wait for the price to break this. If it does that, we want to go short and target the lows here. GBP CHF on the daily chart. Look at this. Nice And again, it's too early, but if it's breaking this line, penetrating this, we want to look for longs on the weekly. Check the daily, is still room. So this area is not exactly the nicest area to look for trades. You can change the line a little bit. You see it's a little bit trouble here, so it has to break that clearly to look for shorts, or over here for longs. In between, I wouldn't touch it. The Euro New Zealand dollar, again, not easy, because we have this horizontal support area from here and down here. This whole area is major support, so it's kind of a range. I would look at it really as a range. We had a reaction already, but if you check your 4 hourly, it looks clearly long right now, but not confirmed. That means we draw a line. Price is at a 36 EMA. We don't know will it move down or up, so you draw your 2 to 3 line here, and then we watch. If that line breaks, okay, we can look for longs and target this area. Like we have the 200 and 633 at the same area. This is very powerful. You can look for 50-minute setups or Renko chart setups, probably very powerful on this break to target this area of over 100 points. If it's breaking down, only for clean setups and 3 settings, maybe target this first. If that breaks, you can still look for setups below here. Same, for example, on the GPU's dollar, as I mentioned before. If you check the Renko charts, it's a 240 setting, 120. Looks a little bit funny. So what I would do, draw your line on the Renko charts like that, and don't touch anything unless price is really breaking, because from here to here it's only like 25 pips. Wait for clean breaks and setups below here for the shorts, or for clean break over here and setups. I would probably go for M6 or M3 to try slowly, and if it's powerful, you can then always check the higher settings. You see like the 240. If you break, if you draw this line and price is moving up, then it makes sense to target the next areas of resistance. So the previous high and extension later on, more highs up here. Okay, let me cover quickly also the euro yen. You see, if you draw a line like this, there is still room for the price to move. In previous horizontal resistance acting as support, we had a big spike, and you can actually draw your trend line like this, but I would do it on a daily chart. Really, it's easier. You see the angle much better. There we go, like this, more or less. You can even change the angle, because you had your third touch here already, like this, close to the 36. And here it's the important part. Don't trade if price moves up between here and here. Wait for the price to actually break this line. But if it moves lower, quickly look for that and look for new setups, as I explained before in the example I showed from Patricia. Try to get in somewhere here on lower time frames, or your Renko charts, if it makes sense to you. Okay, very important that we see the details. Let me just 1 second. See the nice breaks, and then take action when it makes sense. Otherwise, ignore. One more pair, GP/JPY. That was actually the example I was using before as well. The euro yen and the GP/JPY looks more or less the same. Here we had the horizontal support, and it's still the same story here. Look for that break. We have already the break, but we need setup. So check the 1 hourly chart, and there is one in making. Draw the resistance line, and if you see volatility on Monday, you can start taking action here, or using your classic Renko charts for that. One more pair, the euro and the Turkish lira. This pair is really volatile, and it almost reached, not yet, quite yet, but the 6 level. That would be a lot. and it's retracing right now. So I would draw a quick line close to the 36, and you don't want to trade longs right now because on the daily chart price did create, you know, the first lower high. So I would actually draw a line like that and a little different angle here for the third touch, and if that breaks, look for the lower highs and trade against that on really low time frames, like maybe the 1 hourly chart, but not lower because the spread is high. We can have like over 20 point spread on this pair, but just wait before you see on the 4 hourly with the 200 EMA. I would really wait to see something on the daily first. Like personally, I know people like to trade this, but I would say wait for the bounce like this, lower high here, and then if we get a lower high here, then check for shorts to target this line coming from the weekly for shorts. If that's not happening, if price is bouncing, quickly trade in the direction of the main trend only. Okay, so that's it, guys. I don't have more pairs on my watch list. I like to focus on a couple of them and then take action when it's really looking nice. Again, if you like what you see, don't forget to comment. Maybe we have some trading ideas. Don't forget to like it, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy the weekend, have fun, take a break, and start with a fresh mind on Monday. Happy and healthy trading. See you soon. Bye for now.